Hello, global family. Welcome to a winning Wednesday. We are always winning here. We are winners because we were created to win, so long as we keep taking action. Thank you guys so much for always taking the time to support, to be present, and to love a cause for humanity. Because according to us here, because you're present here and we are here together, we therefore acknowledge that there is no other way, no other thing that we could be doing, we should be doing in the world rather than supporting children, women, and young people. Because when you support these categories of people in the world, you have automatically support the entire globe, and you've supported everyone. No one then gets left behind, because this population are the builders in every society. And therefore, when they build for you and I, they build for all of us. So thank you guys so much. I'm always excited to be here on a Wednesday to meet with you guys again. And please do your best to always subscribe if you have not already done so, or just like, share, and turn on the notification bell, and do something that will continue to expose One Global Movement to the world and to the algorithms of this new technology, so that we will have more resources to support this population in the world. Thank you guys again so much. Thank you, sister, always for doing what you're doing. And know now that I'm not in this alone, because to support water projects around the world is to support exactly the vision and the mission of One Global Movement. And I highly appreciate that. Thank you for the topics. This topic, again, is chosen by Sister Yvonne here. Generation Z is a beautiful topic. If you look at me closely, I'm not even going to pardon myself. I am in my farm clothes, from the backyard to the dining table. Is one of the things that we are doing here, and it is paramount, because without the air in our lungs, and with that air, what we do with it is left to us. So if we don't eat, we cannot continue. And so I was rushing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to go late. I'm just going to go with my farm clothes, my garden clothes. And here I am with these are my farm clothes. They're all dirty, but I'm glad, because dirt, the mud, all the dirt is what nurtures people to grow. So when people throw dirt at you, instead of you fighting back, just know that because you have what it takes to grow, you have the transformation that is needed. That is why when people say good things about you, they start throwing dirt at you. Just take the dirt, put it under your feet, step on it, and then climb up higher without arguing with anybody, because you are fertile ground. You are fertile ground. They don't attack people that are not fertile ground. But when you are fertile, just take it normal. Expect an expectation that you will be attacked. They will throw sticks at you. They will throw dirt at you, and I will catch it. And I bounce back, put it on top of my feet, under my feet, step on top of it, and climb higher. So now, this is some of the produce from our garden. Do you see these beautiful tomatoes here? They are so huge. These tomatoes are very good for salads. They're very sweet and grown organically. So I can even just eat one,
It's like a fruit. It's like a fruit, isn't it? Oh,
it's so yummy.
yes.
And I can share the kind of tomatoes with people here next time, because I keep the tape, everything that I planned. I keep the tape so that I don't lose. I keep the tag so I don't lose the names of the things.
Okay, good
So,
stuff.
excuse me to eat this. Thank you.
We're
And
jealous. We're jealous.
I know. Someday we'll eat all of us together. Okay.
Yes.
So let's do this first, so that we get to every child, so that we make sure that they are eating just like we are eating too.
Amen.
Now, we want to thank our CEO, as always. Like my grandmother always taught me, never you bite the finger that fed you. Because if we look around the world, what is happening is that we have lost our humanity. We have lost our humanity. That is why things are going crazy, and the population that is affected are children, women, and young people. And that is why we are here together. And if our CEO took the time, he didn't take 1 year, 2 years. This is something that has been built in him to bring this global family together. He understands very well that you can't get anywhere without human resources. And for that reason, I will keep thanking him until the end of times. So thank you again. This is the family, and let us keep doing what we are doing here. And now, this is a beautiful topic. One Global Movement Revolution Part 356. Generation Purpose. Generation Purpose. Purpose is always in all our things, of course, because we carry purpose within us. We were created with it. Generation Purpose. How can Gen Z how Gen Z is shaping a more meaningful world? Generation Purpose. Think about it and start contributing because we need it. We have the Gen Zs in our homes, in our families. They're always going to be there. They were here, they are here, they're going to be here. And therefore, and I have one right in my home too. So, Generation Purpose, how Gen Z is shaping a more meaningful world. This is very important. And as always, we cannot do anything without giving thanks to the one that created us. And so
Amen.
I ask that we always do that. 1 second here because I like to sometimes record these things and send it to others because a lot of people need this. They really do.
Yes.
Okay. So let us wait 1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay. Let us give a word of thanks and appreciation to our Creator, our Heavenly Creator, source of all light and destiny. We come before you with hearts full of hope, lifting up the young visionaries of our time, Generation Z, the carriers of courage, the dreamers of justice, and the builders of a more meaningful world. Thank you, O Lord, for igniting purpose in the hearts of this generation, for giving them eyes to see injustice, hands to serve others, minds to question systems of oppression, and voices that shout for change with love, unity, and peace. We pray that you continue to anoint Gen Z, Generation Z, with divine wisdom. May their purpose not be silenced by fear or fatigue, but fueled by compassion, clarity, and the fire of transformation. Let their passion be bridges connecting nations, cultures, and generations. Let their actions sow seeds of integrity, equity, and sustainability. For women, children, and youth around the globe, as one global movement, we stand in holy agreement with their pursuit of purpose. We vow to mentor, to empower, and to support them as they build new economies of kindness, new policies rooted in human rights, and a culture of meaning, not materialism. May Gen Z rise as the crown mantles of hope, breaking chains of poverty, hunger, injustice, and despair. Lord, use them. Use them, O Lord, to lead with vision, serve with humility, and love without limits, without boundaries, without any divide, without any criticism. Bless every platform they create, every story they tell, every movement they spark. Through their boldness, may the world awaken. Through their sacrifice, may systems shift. Through their light, may generations heal. In unity, O Lord, in faith and in love, we seal this prayer for a purpose driven generation, for a more meaningful world, and for your glory. These we dedicate into your hands to continue to guide us here We, the volunteers, we, the servants of One Global Movement, lead, guide, and protect us. And let us continue to point and to usher the light on these children, to point them towards the right direction. Protect them as they explore, as they create, as they build. Thank you, Father, for answered prayers. I thank
Amen.
you. And what was I going to say? Yes, please, the ambassadors, those that can access the internet, will be here on Friday to talk about their school life. Please, I advise that everyone can bring your own children, bring your young ones, bring the Generation Z's in your home. Encourage them to come, because that can spark something within them so that they too can come and talk about their school year, their academic, what they are doing, how they are doing it, and what ignites that fire in them, and and the love to continue to study and to build. Bring them, please, on Friday. Do not fail. That is a very wonderful thing that these ambassadors are doing, both junior and senior. Those are the ones that can access the internet. Those that cannot, they will be recording things and sending, and I will post them for us to also anchor ourselves on them. So thank you guys so much, sister. I will give you the stage.
Thank you, sister, and greetings and welcome, everyone. And so, as always, we start with our mission, why we're doing it, why One Global Movement exists. So, the vision and mission statement of One Global Movement, who we've shortened to OGM, One Global Movement will support any organization, any group or individual that aligns with its own global vision and mission, which is as follows. So, the mission of One Global Movement is to empower young people, children, and women worldwide with a focus on young women, providing them with the tools and the sustainable solutions that will help them to eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, to build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. We believe that every child deserves access to nutritious food, quality education, and opportunities to thrive. So, through global collaborative efforts, innovative programs, and community engagement programs, we strive to break this cycle of hunger, illiteracy, poverty, and to build a future where every child can build on their own hopes and dreams while reaching their full potential. Together, through divine intervention, love, and clean, safe, and valuable technology, we can create such a world where no child goes to bed hungry, no child is denied an education, and no child is limited to poverty or to any condition that is not of their own making. It is possible. We will always believe that and strive for that here at One Global Movement. Our
Yes.
gratitude and tribute goes always to our CEO for bringing this family together for the purpose of providing solutions to all sectors of the global economy, beginning, of course, with our children. We thank him and his well chosen building team. We love you all and wish you eventual success. Thank you for listening, and that is our vision and mission. And
Thank you.
so today, I get to tackle this amazingly large topic. I don't know if it will be covered in one session because, the more I researched and looked at it, is the more you had stuff you say, I should mention this, I should mention this. But, anyways, thank you, sister, for
Mhm.
this platform. And thank you, everyone, for coming. Generational purpose. How Gen Z, which are those people who are born roughly between 1997 and 2012. So they're pretty young people, right?
Right.
And so another part of this is the power of purpose in the new generation. And it's not that they have purpose differently, it's just that they're going after it a little differently than we do. Because imagine a world where social media isn't just a platform for sharing selfies, but it's a movement for justice, for climate change, and purpose driven incentives and initiatives. And that is the world that our Gen Z is creating. And that's where they live, and they're using it for purpose. So let's support that. So let me define what is generational purpose. I define it, it is the collective sense of responsibility and drive within a generation to address societal issues, to create positive change, and to leave a meaningful legacy for future generations. That's what generational purpose is. And Gen Z, they're right in that. So as I said, they're born roughly between 1997 to 2012. And they are seen as the most socially conscious and purpose-driven generation in history. So don't be fooled by what people are saying, these people. They are very powerful people. We're talking about globally.
Yeah.
Don't discount them. They are serious and focused. And because we human beings insist on dividing ourselves, I will treat this topic, this is me, I'm talking, as Generation Z, which is in the global north, as they're calling developed countries like North America here, and in the global south, which is Africa and those continents, simply because we deal with one another like that. That's why I'm doing that. The global
Yes.
north and the global
And
south.
it
Right?
is very good that you do it like that, though, because it's not one shoes fits all.
No,
You
and they have
yes,
different challenges, right?
yes, right.
So in the global south, both sets of Gen Z are equally driven by powerful causes, yet each face unique challenges. And I'll just cover that right now. Gen Z, as I said, born into a world of digital connectivity, they are the most connected in ever. Global challenges, they share a remarkable commonality in its core concerns, from the undeniable urgency of climate change and the growing mental health crisis. Can you believe that? It's a big, big thing, mental health crisis, to the pressing realities of economic instability and the fight for social justice. These issues resonate deeply with young people, Gen Z, across all continents, across all the globe. They are a generation united by a profound sense of anxiety for the future, and a fierce desire for a better world. However, the path to addressing these shared worries is anything but uniform. A Gen Zer advocating for affordable housing in Toronto faces different systemic barriers than one navigating a similar crisis in Lagos or Mumbai. The tools for mental health support, the avenues for political expression, and the direct impact of environmental degradation vary dramatically based on geography, socioeconomic status, and cultural context. The Gen Zers in the countries that I mentioned, Myanmar and Lagos, they face a totally different thing than we do here in North America, for instance. While their voices blend in a global chorus calling for change, the unique challenges faced by Gen Z individuals in their specific corners of the world highlight the complex, localized battles being fought with a universal struggle. It's the same battle, but they have to fight it differently. What about when they can't get online? A lot of them have connectivity
I like
issues,
that.
right? So
Yes.
understanding this duality, shared concerns, unique challenges is crucial to how we support this powerful generation as they strive to shape their future, which is our future as well. Okay? So since I've covered that, because that's what human beings do, we divide ourselves, which is fake and false dividing, but it's there.
Yeah.
So, what are the core values of Gen Zers? The main values are authenticity. They
There you
want
go.
to be their true self and see the world through a lens of honesty and transparency. No more can you say, do as I say and not as I do. It doesn't work with Gen Zers. They're going to call you on it.
Yes.
Social justice. They're outspoken about systemic issues like racial inequality, gender rights, education rights, all the other social ills. They're outspoken and they're knowledgeable because the information is right at their fingertips and you see them there. They're fast.
Yeah.
Sustainability, as you mentioned, Gen Z prioritize environmental causes, from reducing waste to advocating for renewable energy. They know it all. And mental health. This is a big issue. They value well-being and actively work to break the stigma. Did you hear that? They want to break the stigma around mental health. They're not afraid of addressing that issue, right? Because they know the only way to come out of it is to go through it, acknowledge it, and deal with it, right?
Right.
So I'm going to talk about Gen Z in the global south, according to them. Okay, the unique challenges and causes: social and economic inequality in the global south, which is the countries I mentioned, the continent of, Africa and developing countries that they used to call that, right?
Right.
Gen Z often faces extreme poverty, limited access to education, and a lack of job opportunities, which are all superficial and man-made creation, by the way, and usually from cause some external issues, right?
Right.
Making it more difficult to pursue a purpose-driven life. The example, youth employment rates in Africa and Latin America are among the highest in the world, leaving many young people with limited prospects. And that is why they risk their lives to travel. And we're hoping with our CEO and with One Global Movement to put a stop to that.
We are
People
trying.
shouldn't have to risk their lives for education or for better opportunity when they have large, huge countries with lots of resources. But I won't go into that right now. Yeah. Access to technology. While tech savviness is a hallmark of Gen Z globally, they're the most technologically advanced and knowledgeable people in the world. Access to technology is a challenge in certain parts of the global south. Example, in rural regions, many lack reliable internet access, as we said, limiting their ability to connect with global movements or access education. Have you seen what some of them do? They have to go actually on mountain high places to access the internet just for a short period of time. And then when
Yep.
they can, yes, and then when they can access that, it's very costly, right?
Yep. And that's what some of the One Global Movement ambassadors are doing, taking their phone. Their parents will take them on top of a hill so they can catch a glimpse of the internet. Can you imagine? And
Yes.
and
And it's very unstable and it's not sustainable. And they'll be going good, and then all of a sudden it lets them down. It should
yep,
not be,
it
right?
shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Then there's political instability and human rights. Gen Z in the global south is often actively fighting for democracy. So they're starting from ground. They don't even have the right to speak up. They're fighting for democracy, political freedom, and basic human rights. Example, youth-driven movements in places like Hong Kong, dangerous, Myanmar, and Belarus highlight how Gen Z is willing to fight for their rights, even under government crackdowns and to the point of death sometimes. They are
They're
very
doing.
driven.
They're
Yeah,
doing it every day.
they are very driven people. I admire them so much, right?
Right.
So we can stop putting them down and saying, oh, they're not. They're powerful. And then Gen Z's activism in the global south, climate justice. Gen Z in the global south is disproportionately affected by climate change, of course, with countries in sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia being especially vulnerable to floods and droughts and hurricane. And that is all caused by meddling. I think it is,
It
you
is,
know.
yes, part of it is meddling, because if it's not meddling, if something comes naturally, the solution is already there.
Also,
It's
exactly.
also there because the way we are created, the solution is right there. Instead
Yeah,
of you meddling, look for the solution,
right
because when
there.
something happens, it is preparing you for something, but the solution is right there at the right
Yes,
time. But people are
absolutely.
meddling with a lot of things, and that's why that
Yes.
is affecting a lot of
And,
people.
and it serves somebody, these disasters.
Yes.
It serves some people, right? Example, youth-led climate justice movements in India and Bangladesh are calling for both immediate relief and long-term solutions to combat the climate crisis. Educational access and equity. For Gen Z in developing nations, the fight for access to quality education is urgent. Example, I'm going to go to my little daughter, Malala. She's a little bit older than Gen Z, but she's the one who symbolizes an iconic about this fight for, she was only 15 when she was shot. I didn't even remember that.
Yes. Yeah.
Symbolizes the struggle for girls' education, and Gen Z in countries like Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan continues her advocacy for universal education. She's still going very, very strong. She's
And
28
now,
now.
right now, sister, in Burkina Faso, the Gen Zs are really fighting. They had to approach the president and say, please, please, Mr. President, can you help us help our parents to understand that they don't have to push us into marriages at a very young age? Let them give us an education. They are fighting, and with respect and dignity, they're doing that.
I like to hear that, sister, because you can't fight head on because these traditions are so entrenched, right? You have
Yes.
to show reason, right?
Yes. You got to
And
go in a way, you got to, don't just
yeah,
go, otherwise you'll be killed. Because
absolutely,
like
absolutely.
Malala, our little girl, she would have
Yeah,
been killed. So
yeah,
when we want to do something, take your pen and your paper,
and
or
show.
look for
Yep.
some authorities or some people. Don't go and approach people like that. You'll get hurt.
No, no, no. Get respected people on your side. And that's why I'm saying at the end, I'm talking about mentorship and how we support these young people around us. We don't have to go anywhere else. They're all around us. The world is still producing people, right?
Yeah.
We're not dying out. There are very
Yes.
young people in the world, and some of them as young as 11 years old. Some of the things that they're doing, it's just remarkable. I'm thinking, what brave, courageous people, where they
Have,
know they could be harmed, you know,
yes.
you
Have
know
you
they could lose their life over these things.
have you heard? Even not even they are not even Gen Zs yet. That means that
The
they are
ambassadors, yes, I
they
know,
are
I
going to be
know.
dangerously good because 4, 5, 6, 7 year old, the dandiest things that they say, you'll be like, huh?
I know, I
What?
know. I really didn't think they noticed those things, but again, they're so aware, right?
Yes,
And
they are.
then in number six, I'm saying there's the digital divide. It's a barrier to Gen Z's global activism on equal access to information. This is in the South, I'm talking, the developing countries. While
Mhm.
digital platforms can be powerful tools for social change, the digital divide still exists in many parts of the global South, limiting the ability of young people to leverage platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which is where they basically live. And they are fast and accurate, and they know what they want to say. Example, in many African and Latin American communities, young activists rely on offline tools like community radios. Where there's a will, there's a way. This is how they're getting their messages about and how they're growing communities and grassroots organization to spread their messages. So because they cannot use the technology, they have found ways to use the community radios
Yeah.
and organizing face-to-face meetings. In the visual show, I could show a map of how to illustrate where how the digital divide is broken down, but that's not important right now. We know it exists, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So Gen Z's influence on global movements, climate action. Gen Z's role on climate action is global. While activists like Greta Thunberg and Fridays for Future, this is a group that's originated in the global north, it's now spread to the global south. Youth across the global south, particularly in Africa and Latin America, have embraced these movements.
Mhm.
So it does spread. And people are looking for causes, and so is Gen Z. They want something that they can put their lives behind, right?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
Black Lives Matters movement, which started in the US, has resonated globally with young people in the global south, adopting it to address local issues of racial and ethnic inequality. Mental health advocacy. On the platforms like TikTok, Gen Z shares their mental health struggles. They are very open about sharing these things. They have no perceived shame like we used to have.
Mhm.
And actively works to break the stigma around mental health, making it a global conversation. This is what we need. It's a global conversation. And then the rise of purpose-driven brands. Gen Z's buying power. Gen Z, Gen Z spends over $140 billion annually. 140 billion. I don't know how they get this money, but they have it to spend, and they want to spend it with brands that align with their values,
Mhm.
particularly those that are ethical, diverse, and mentally conscious. Brands like Patagonia, heard a lot about them.
Mhm.
Tom's shoes, which I mentioned here before, and the ice cream, Ben and Jerry's, win Gen Z's loyalty by standing for social environmental causes, and their influence extends globally, impacting both the North and the South. So this is obviously a global issue. They're
Mhm.
supporting that because these companies are global and Gen Zers are global. So Gen Z isn't just the consumer of tomorrow. They are
Mhm.
the consumer of today, right now, shaping
Right.
the marketplace with their values. And they are very quick to use social media for positive or negative remarks. So any brand that doesn't know this, be careful how you treat Gen Zers because they're quick to come in
Yes.
there and voice what they have to say. Gen Z and the future of work. Refining career success. Gen Z work isn't just about earning a paycheck, it's about contributing to a cause. Gen
Yes.
Z is reshaping career paths by seeking jobs that align with their purpose.
Mhm.
Example, in the global south, many are pursuing careers in social enterprises that focus on education, healthcare, and community environment. The only
Mhm.
thing I didn't see, sis, I was wondering, they don't see much in the agricultural side, and I don't know why that is. So I'd have to do some because
And,
food.
yes,
Yeah,
food. The
yeah,
thing is, I think because the narrative is one-sided. Because if the
it's always
narrative
been
is
looked down on,
global,
has it?
yes,
Yeah,
if the
yeah,
narrative is global, where they take ideas of sensors and ideas from different places, it will be the case. Because what else? Why? How would a Gen Z go out there to learn, to study, to change the world and the environment without that food? So it is a ploy. That thing is a tool. It's used as a ploy for something, and we are changing that here
yes,
because like we did the other topic that we say, let us make a gardening attractive. I wanted
yes.
to use the other word, but it's not a good word to use here.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah, I know, I know, I know.
so because and a lot of Gen Zs, as we speak, are involved in large scale farming and gardening. They make
Yes,
their money because they'll be like, if I want to change the environment, you begin with a garden because that's they also love and they have to eat, and they begin from there. So it's so important. It's because the narrative, because that's why we say in the at home, don't just impose rules like you just said. Don't just say you're a Gen Z, you are a child, do this. No, they're not going to take that. Why? You have to explain. And that is part of raising them. Get them involved, include them in all conversation and their upbringing so that they have a say
that's
in
right.
their upbringing.
That's
My
right.
own Gen Z here, oh no, it's calling that way up that way. Questions, you ask, why? Why are you doing that? What is that going to do for you? What is the purpose behind what you're doing?
Yes, yes,
People,
yes.
don't try. They are the leaders. They can lead us. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we call me again the questionator.
Yes, yes. Because that's the way you taught her, and that is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it is. But I mean, so long as you do it with respect, don't be rude and
No,
whatever it
they
is.
do it with
But
respect. They do it with respect. They know that.
yes, I
They're
know that they
more
do that.
respectful
Yes,
than you and I. I'm telling you.
yep, very respectful. And so one of the points I make, I'm almost done, sister. The gig economy. Gen
Yes.
Z is driving the gig economy, which is through freelance work,
Uh-huh.
content creation, and launching startups. You know why? Because they want the independence to follow their values. They don't
Yes.
want to work for a company that they have to say yes to things that they don't support, which
Mm-hmm.
is what generations like myself or whatever it is, I never did, but the older generation did that because they only wanted the paycheck. They have to raise a family, they said. But Gen Zs are saying, no, we don't believe in going to work for 8 hours and working at a place that doesn't support integrity, right?
Exactly. And those are the people that want transformation. You don't just
Yes.
work, they suppress you, they oppress you, your
Yeah.
bosses, they take advantage of you, and then you just want to be there because you want to earn a living, you want to feed
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah.
No, you got
Yeah.
to feed that family with dignity and respect because if you accept that,
Yeah.
what are your children going to accept? The same pattern will follow.
Exactly.
So the
Exactly.
Gen Zs are not accepting it. That
They're
is why
not.
I
They're
teach my
not.
son, I said, why don't you go be a lawyer or a medical
I
doctor?
said, no.
I said, no, no, mommy, that's not who I was created to be. So let us
you know,
allow them to get to choose for themselves because when a child chooses, that is exactly his or her gift. We got to
yes.
allow that happen.
Yes, yes. And we need to admit, right? We're joking, but they are good lawyers. They are good and they're bad people. So we're
Yes,
just joking when we say, whatever it is, don't put that
yes,
there. If
yes.
you wanted to be a lawyer, you would use your ethics and you would be a good lawyer because they are good and bad in
Exactly.
everybody, right?
Hmm.
So Gen Zers influence and education globally, learning beyond the classroom. This is what I wanted to get to because with well, it was called Academy. I don't know what it will call, but they are so good with the technology that they can learn anywhere, right? They can learn anywhere. Gen Z values self-directed learning, lifelong learning, and they have embraced online platforms like the Khan University and Coursera. And now they're going to embrace One Global Movement because we're going to be doing that and
Yes,
Academy,
yes,
making
yes.
education more accessible, as I said, globally. No more do we want to see children, young people dying on high seas or whatever because there's nothing for them in their own continents. No, that,
Yes,
that has to stop. And then
yes,
purpose-centered education from Africa to Latin America. Gen Z advocates for education systems that emphasize empathy, purpose, and social responsibility, not just academic achievement. As you said over and over, sister, a piece of paper with no integrity is no value.
yes.
Educational movements in South America push for a curricula that focuses on local and global social justice issues, including gender equality, which is not so prevalent there, and environmental sustainability. So challenges Gen Z faces in achieving their purpose, overwhelming expectations, right? Gen Zs feel a constant pressure, an urgency to make a difference, which can lead to burnout. They feel it, they really do, right? They are so aware and then they feel that. Gen Z in the global south faces economic instability with limited access to financial resources or business opportunities, making it harder to implement their social change goals. And then, of course, back to the mental health struggles. But this is a global phenomenon. It's not just any one area. Despite advocating for mental health both in the North and the South, many Gen Zers still face high rates of anxiety and depression, often exacerbated by social media pressures. Because social media can be used for good, as I started off saying here, but it also has its negative, the pressure to
Right.
conform, to be in groups which don't support you. So how can we support Gen Zers? Provide mentorship, encourage older generations to support Gen Z's goals by mentoring them and helping them to navigate these challenges. Companies, educators, and leaders can create spaces for Gen Z to pursue their purpose through internship, to jobs and leadership roles that fit with their causes, right? Value their voices, as you just said. Gen Z's perspective is vital for shaping the future. We need to listen and amplify their voices in decision making processes, which involves collaboration, obviously. So, the conclusion: Gen Z is leading the charge in making the world more purposeful, driven by their core values of authenticity, social justice, sustainability, and mental health advocacy, both in the global north and the global south. So, let's just not witness Gen Zers changing the world. Let us support them whenever and wherever we can, amplify it and learn from it. The world will be what we make it. And Gen Z is already working on making it a more equitable and empowered, better place. For Gen Z, impact is not just an add on, it is the mission. Thank you,
Yes.
sister.
Yes, for Gen Zs, it is a mission, not just an add-on. And as you were talking, well, like we discussed before we got into onto the stage, I
Yeah.
would really like this to make this like a program out of this Gen Z. And we want to
Yeah.
be able to talk about this twice a year or
At
even more.
least. At least. Yeah.
Because when we make it a program, and then we also, like we discussed before, get it into a book and get it into the hands of these Gen Zs, what we can do. And
Right.
we're not just providing support, we are getting involved, learning along the way, because we have a lot to learn from these Gen Zs.
We
And thank
do.
you so much. This is a beautiful topic. This is one
It
of my
is. It
topics,
is. It
and
is.
you
It
took
is.
it head on and in very simple terms that everybody will like. And let us anchor our Gen Zs, our families, and ourselves onto this YouTube topic for today, again and again and again, because it is a repeated thing. All what we are doing here is not just for one day and you let it go. Otherwise,
No.
you will not
No.
get anywhere with your goals and your dreams. Let us do
Absolutely.
it together, especially us, the parents, the caregivers, and the adults around these Gen Zs and the children.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do it. Just go, oh, I am going to watch this topic again in One Global Movement and educate myself even more. And then when
And
you watch
share it. Share it. Share
it,
it.
share it. And when you
Yeah.
watch it, now something will strike your mind again. Oh, I didn't even notice this at the first glance. And then now you try to apply it in your own society or your culture. How does your
Yeah.
culture do it? How can you bring this together? And that
Right.
alone is really helping the beauty in diversity here, so that
Yeah.
we because we are global, we want to make these things to happen. So, sister, I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
this
sister.
topic and for putting it the way you did.
Thank
Nobody
you.
could have done it. I couldn't have done it any better than this, because
Thank you.
you wrote the topic and you gave the topic justice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sister.
I know. So I know you've talked, you've discussed everything, and but I'm still gonna just add my own
Of
voice.
course, please, you have a different perspective. Yes.
So who are Gen Zs? Who are they? Gen Z. That's such an attractive name, Gen Z. That's
I
so
like
beautiful,
it too. I like
So
it too.
I
Yes.
call them. I call these Gen Zs. When you see me looking up, I have my mentors here on my wall. I always draw inspiration. Like I have uh, uh, Martin Luther King Jr. I have Jim Rohn. I have Nelson Mandela. I have Malcolm X. I have your little girl Malala. So I have all their pictures here. I have Maya
Yes.
Angelou. So now I call Gen Z's digital natives. They are the digital native.
They
Now
are.
you
They are. Absolutely. Yeah.
so they are born into a world with smartphone. Everything is smart glasses, or 3D glasses,
Everything. Everything.
and the internet. They've
Yes.
never known life without Google or instant connectivity. You said that.
Yes.
We
Yes.
really discussed about that. So they are diverse and global. You did. And they are the most ethnically and culturally diverse generation in
True.
history. They are
Yep.
with a
Yes.
global mindset that
Mm-hmm.
is shaped by intentional and international trends, global
Yes.
causes, and digital connections. In
Mm-hmm.
intentional and international, very important. So, and they are socially conscious. And you said
Yes.
that
Yes.
there is nothing that you're going to tell them that they're not going to find out if that is for real. And
Yep.
that is why we say we start from very young or even from the stomach and bringing these children up with authenticity because they feel it, they know it. If something is for real, they see it and they know it. And so they are socially conscious, they are highly aware of their social environment, the world at large,
Mm-hmm.
political
Mm-hmm.
issues. Yes, all social issues. They value inclusion. If
Yes.
you omit them, that is already you've tarnished their emotions and their own humanity. They value inclusion. They value equality. Why can't she have it? Why am I the only person having it? They are going against themselves if you try to do otherwise. And
Yes.
they value authenticity. Authenticity is very, very important. They
Important.
want to
Yes.
be who God has created them to be,
To be. Yeah.
and they want to do it with humility and the truth. So they are independent learners, like you said, and
Yes.
innovators. You
Yes.
don't even think you're going to be their teacher. They're going to find out because they know, with access to online education, which you said, and we are
Yes.
praying that our CEO is going to make this happen through Academy. And
Amen.
you know, online education and platforms, they know where to go for research, they know what to do. I ask a lot from my son. What I'm doing now, I owe it largely to my son because he's teaching me a lot of things, how to get information, not just the one that I already know, and
Right.
how to do a lot of
Right.
research. So
Right.
they often teach themselves skills and build their own opportunities. For
Yep.
example, one
Yep.
of our bathrooms faucet was not good. We've been
Mm.
managing it. It was dripping, so we'll keep putting buckets there and taking the water to use it in other areas. And I
Yes.
called for somebody to come and repair it, and they charged more than 1,000. And my son is like,
What?
no, no,
No.
I've got to figure out how to do this. I have to.
Yes.
And there was one of my friends who is studying, specializes in something that has to do with water, and maintenance. And he called for sure. The friend directed him, but he went and did his research. He fixed it. I said,
There you
"Thank God."
go.
That is a
Yep.
thousand dollars that could have gone just like that through the water.
Exactly.
So they know what to do, and uh, so they're very independent. They don't depend on
No,
people if
they
we
don't.
bring them up the right way. And this alone, it's so good. It has the advantage of them being self-sufficient, having their self-worth. They know they can do things without this defeating the spirit of dependency, depending on people for things.
Right.
Like my
Yes.
son tells me, "Mommy, you can't always depend on me because I am going to grow and I'm going to marry and I'm going to move out. I can't always be there for you. Why don't you learn this thing and do it?" you
Yeah,
know
they're very big on resilience, right? And as you keep saying, and I say too, that they are not really subject to the echo chambers that we're talking about, because you know what, they love to research like I do. So they don't just, as you said, we said at the beginning, both of us, they don't just take what somebody tells them, whether it's parents or any other adults or whatever it is. They're going to go look it up. They're going to go
Yes.
find out, and the information is there. Thank God for now. I don't know if that will change, but for now, you can find information to aggregate and to make sense of out of what you just read somewhere. Headlines, don't go by headlines anymore. Parse
Yes.
the information for yourself, because people have agendas, echo
Yes.
chambers, as they call it. They want everybody like lemmings going one way. Gen Z is not up for that. They're very, very investigative. I like that, because I'm like
Yes,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and they have a broader perspective, and their perspective includes everyone, you know.
That's
And
that's what it is. That's
don't
what it
just
is. Yeah.
don't just tell the child, go and do this. Did you discuss it with this child?
Yeah.
Did you provide the tools? Did you build an environment that make this child know that, you know what, I have this, I have this. Sometimes we cannot have everything, but the child will know, I will use this one that my parents have provided to get to where I want to go. That
Exactly.
alone gives that child that authenticity that they so have within them, to say, you know
Yep.
what, I will use this because this is what my parents have provided, but this is going to up give me one step ahead, then I'll get to where I want to go. This is so important. That is why we must raise our children with the truth, and
Yes.
also knowing that when you raise your child with the truth, the child will go out there and also interact with other children using that truth. And this is how we change the world from the grassroots,
Yep.
beginning within us and from home. So you talk. I'm so happy that you talk about mental health awareness and advocacy.
Yes.
This
It's a
is
big issue. It's a
very
big
big
issue.
issue because
Yes.
a lot of them, a lot of the Gen Zs, they have mental issue problems. But
Yes.
even so, before it gets to them, we, the parents, because of the society, we are also going through mental health issues. And keep in mind that we need to keep down our ego and the power and the greed. We keep it down because when we think that we're going to accumulate money and leave it to our own children while others will suffer, the children are going to go through the same thing with the money. The money is not going to take them anywhere because we have not been able to raise them authentically the way that they feel, the way that they created them. And so we want to make sure that we do these things. So mental health advocates, they speak openly,
They do.
openly now, a lot of them, because they no more shame, because we don't need to shame them. All of us have mental psychological problems of one kind or the other. So they
Exactly.
speak openly about mental wellness and prioritize self-care, emotional intelligence, and community support. And one
Mm-hmm.
movement is here for that, you know, and so that children don't shy away. But we also do know that in certain societies, they stigmatize this Gen Zs or children, and therefore it's still a problem. And that is why we are bringing this information and reawakening that, you know what, you are free to voice out what you're struggling with. Don't keep it to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, because
No.
otherwise you will not have the solution that you need. For me,
Yeah.
I am an open book because that's the way I was brought up. I would do it, I would say it. You can laugh at me, that's okay. You can laugh
Yeah.
at me. I'm going to get the solution that I deserve and I need. So many that we talk about, you talk about businesses, entrepreneurial and purpose driven. They
Yeah.
are
Yep.
the
There. There.
agencies with this high technology, they are making money off the internet.
They
They
are.
they're investing in different ways.
Yes. And the thing is, sister, it's not just about the money, right? But the money is an outshoot of what they do. They're doing it with their causes, you know.
Mhm,
They have something that they want to offer, and they're quick to implement it because they're so techy. They're so
yes.
technologically savvy, and they will learn it in the blink of an eye, and they're brave. They're not afraid of making mistakes. They don't have those hang-ups that the generations before them did. They're afraid to make a mistake, what people are gonna
Mhm,
think.
mhm.
They don't worry about such things. It's like they're driven by time as well. The time is short, you know what I mean? They only have a certain time to do this, and if it's worth doing, they're gonna do it. They're very courageous
Oh
people. I
yes,
love
oh
it.
yes.
Yeah.
I love that too, and that
Yep.
gets to profit me because I'm learning every day.
Yep. Yep.
And as entrepreneurs and because these Gen Zs are purpose driven, many reject the traditional 9 to 5 model.
Absolutely,
They
100%.
reject it. They are seeking meaningful work and side hustles
Their
that
project,
align
what is it?
with their
Yeah,
purpose and
project,
their
project
values.
driven. They
Yes,
love projects. This is what I'm
yes.
going to do. I'm
Mhm.
done. I'm moving on to the next thing because they want to support causes. They want their times to be free. You
And
know
they
what I
are.
mean? Yeah.
Yes, they are doing it. So, what do they symbolize? We need to know what they symbolize, because when we know what these Gen Z symbolize,
Yep.
we know how to interact with them, and how to start bringing their little ones up in the right way, so that when they get to this level, they will even do better. So their purpose, they choose purpose over profit. They
Yes.
always choose purpose, like you just said. It's not just for the money, but what they gain out of that money. Money is a byproduct and the end product and a means, and a helper. But they always choose purpose over profit. And that means they're choosing humanity just over making money or profiting from people. So they care
Mm.
about why something is done more than just how or what it's going to bring. They support brands, leaders, they support movements like this One Global movement. Some of them are already supporting it, that align with a bigger mission. And they're always looking something that is for the greatest good of the greatest majority, which is very, very important. And they carry out revolutions, and they have platforms. They build their own platforms, and they carry a
Mhm.
revolution. They are unafraid to, you talk about that, they are unafraid to challenge
They,
injustice.
yep. They're
No,
not. They're not. They're not hesitant at all. No.
no, they're not. They rewrite narratives the way that they feel it, they know that it's supposed to be, and they reimagine systems, especially concerning climate change, which you really emphasize on that. Climate
Yes.
change,
Yeah.
racism, gender rights, and mental health. These
Yep.
are very important issues. And they are,
Yep.
of course, they symbolize authenticity and truth.
Yep.
If you're going to be telling them something, they're not going to listen to you if they know that it's not authentic and it's not the truth. They
Yeah.
value real. You're not going to tell them, I'm your mother, you got to listen, I'm your father. No, they
Mm.
want the truth. They really they hunger for the truth.
They
That is
do.
who they
They
are.
do. They do.
So
They do.
they
I think.
value real,
Yeah.
raw, and honest expressions over polished appearances. Cajoling a child, they don't want that. Tell the truth. Because my son will sometimes ask me, why can't you just go straight to that point? Why do you have to go?
Yeah. I know. Absolutely, I know what you're talking about. Just
Yes,
get to
that
the
makes
yes.
it better. That makes it better. He say, oh, you're just being such a mom.
It's no, sister. It's also because they don't see failure as something shameful. They just think of failure. Okay, right, on to the next. They don't think of failure as this shameful thing that generations before them think. Hiding that
Mhm.
you did. Just try again. Find a different way. The way is there, as you said. The solution is there. You
It
just got to
is.
try it again. Get up and try it again. They're very bold and courageous. I
And this
just
is
love
what
that.
we need to encourage, because they are very respectful, very down to earth. But to some of us who were raised in such a different way, we're going to see that as disrespect. But it's not disrespect at all.
No, no,
It
it's
is
not.
not.
It's not. It's not. It's
So
just they're bright
they are
and they
very
don't
bright.
have they don't see any reason. They don't think of something as a shame. Like if you say you failed at this. So they don't see why you should think like that. But that's
Yes.
where the divide is, right? Because
No, they have
generations before always trying to pretend
beautiful
that
way.
we're perfect. And the thing is we're not, and we know it. And they
Yes.
know it.
Because we are not created like that. And
No,
that
we're not.
we were not. We were created with greatness. These children are created with more than greatness, because
Yep.
they were created to soar like the eagle, to
Yep.
choose and
But
pick
it's
what is
trial
good.
and error. You know what I mean? Nobody just zooms to the top. You
Yes,
go there incrementally, as you said. When somebody throws the dirt, you stamp on it and you build higher. You climb, you climb. We are
yes.
not perfect, and if we're gonna aim for perfection, we're never gonna make any forward movement
There's no
because it's
perfection in
yeah,
this life, sister.
none,
We just say
not
it because we want to feel the atmosphere with talk. The only perfect person is our creator. There is
yes,
no one that is perfect, but we have been
none.
given the opportunity to pick up ourselves, dust off and then continue and do better, because that
Yep.
failure is there for a reason. And there is
It's
no
true.
need for anyone to have to be ashamed that, oh, I failed, I messed up.
No,
Yes,
no,
because we're human. We are human, you know.
exactly. So
So
learn the lesson and move on,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So this Gen Z being authentic and the truth, they embrace individuality and expect transparency.
they do. They do.
Transparency is very important. Then global solidarity. They they want to come together with the whole world to know that if they leave from, say, the United States or Canada or Cameroon to go to any country, they are going to blend in, just like the little child that just blend in with other children without even knowing them. That is what they want.
Absolutely.
Global solidarity. Gen Z sees themselves as world citizens. Okay,
Yes, they do. They
belonging
do.
to every corner of the world, not confined by national boundaries,
Yep.
boundaries that have been created by us, man-made by our mind. We don't need
Yes.
it. They
Yeah.
often rally around global causes like Black lives
Matter. Yeah.
matter. And then climate, you talk about climate change, environmental changes, you talk about recycling. Then they
Yeah.
also get involved in refugee rights and gender equity. Very, very important,
Yes.
and they do it with grace and
They do.
respect. And so
Yep.
we need to do the same. And then, oh, innovation, which you emphasize a lot, innovation with impact.
Yes.
Innovation.
Yes. Yep.
They are not just tech savvy. No, they've they are using technology to create change,
Yep.
awareness, to amplify voices and build movement. I don't know how they do it. My son does a lot of things that I don't even know, and I don't want to know too much at the same time, because then I get confused. I get confused.
My sister, the thing is, everybody has a different lane, right? And we've picked our lane here on global one global movement, but he's going for a different because he's gonna go a little bit ahead of us, right? Because we're
Yes.
still at, So when I see some of the, I send you those videos. When I see some of the scraps and the things that these people are using, especially in the global south, as they like to say,
Mm.
when the things that they make, they're making radios without this, and they make this without that, and they make power without that, and how are they doing it? I don't know. They just
But because God created them that way, they are smart, too
they are.
smart.
They are.
They know. They, you
Sure,
know,
they, sure, yeah, sure, they like the technology and they're good at it. But it's like if they can't do it this way, they will pivot and do it another quick way because
yes,
they're solution oriented, as you said.
yes,
They're looking for the way that it can be done, and they're not following necessarily traditional things. They don't have to go to the store and buy everything because there's no store to buy everything in certain of these places. They go to the dump sites, they go to the scrapyard, and they find pieces of things and they're making these marvelous things. I sent you one the other day. This guy has made this radio, right? This phone, and it doesn't use the infrastructure, the satellites and stuff. And I
mhm.
don't know how he's doing it, and I hope he's able to bring it to
and
market.
and 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 they're doing it a lot, even in the so-called developing countries, because they do not put into the world the narrative of developing countries, and a lot of Gen Zs, even younger ones, are doing a lot of things
Oh, I
that
know, it's
can help
marvelous
the
to
world.
watch.
They are
Yes.
very creative. They You see what they are creating, I'm like, whoa. But
Oh,
thank God that
exactly.
it's beginning to come to light, and we need to go and do research and search for these, and bring them to light. And some people actually send those things to me because of One Global Movement.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When I see them, I think,
That
oh, okay, Sister
a
Mundih
way to
needs to hear
support.
about this one. Yeah.
Yeah, so a generation Z is not merely surviving, but they are shaping, they are speaking, they are shifting the very foundation of the world. They are
Yes.
doing it. They are doing.
Mhm.
Generation Z doesn't wait for change. No, they don't wait for it.
No,
They
they
ignite
make it.
that change. They
Yep.
ignite it themselves. At One
Yep.
Global Movement, we see them not as the future, like you said, but as the fierce
Yep.
now, the
Yeah, exactly.
right at
Yes.
this moment.
Yep.
It's so important that we acknowledge this. They symbolize a lot, and it's a very long topic and very huge that we need to put this topic in a book and then
Yes,
disseminate.
definitely.
So let us not underestimate the Gen Zs. Let us not box them in. Instead, let us mentor, like you said, support and stand with them as they push past barriers and redefine greatness on their own terms.
They
Not
do.
what mommy says, not what daddy says, not what the uncle says, not what anybody says. To every Gen Z leader out there, rising through adversity, your voice is valid. One Global Movement, we here says your voice is valid, your presence is powerful, and your purpose is prophetic. Your purpose is prophetic.
It
So
is.
this generation is not waiting for the baton to be passed down to them. They
No.
are building their own path, and they
Yep.
are going where there's no path, so that when they leave, they will leave a trail. They're not just going to
Yes.
leave a path, they're going to leave a trail.
Yes.
They are doing it every day. Let us look into our societies, into our environment, and bring them out to see what we can do. They are rooted in values, they are rooted in purpose and compassion. They are shaping a more meaningful world, not by accident. No, because they were created like that. It's not by accident, but by divine appointment.
They
Let us
are.
know
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So, a
Yes.
call to action. We must give this call to action, sister.
Of course.
As, as members of or servants of One Global Movement, let us invest not just in programs, but in purpose driven people like the Gen Zs. Let us create platforms, safe spaces, whether at home, in the community, or abroad, and global alliances where Gen Zs can thrive. Because
Amen.
when Gen Z rises, the world rises with them. And that's what they're
Absolutely.
doing. And we need to
Yep.
respect that. And we are calling on all leaders of all nations to really bow down to these Gen Zs, because what we don't know is that they are changing our own lives too as well. We're not just
Mhm.
there to be the big boss, or I am here, I'm the owner of this company, I am the president of this. No, let us calm down and really, really give them the stage to teach us, so that we can do better, we can rule better, and we can lead better. So when we believe in the dreams of our young ones,
Yes.
we ignite the destiny of nations. And One Global Movement says so. And so
Amen.
let us rise. In conclusion, let us rise with them. Let us
Yes.
build with them. Let us change the world together.
Yep.
Thank you so much, sister. I
Amen.
love this topic. You need to schedule a time throughout the year, because we're going to make this into a program where we can talk about this maybe every quarter. We have 4 quarters a year,
Absolutely. There's so
because
much
we're
to talk
going
about,
with
and
new
yeah, so much. Yeah.
webinars and new other things, and things that keep changing. Let's schedule us. We do it 4 times
Yes.
constantly,
Yes.
and then we
Yes.
can make a PowerPoint presentation that we can use globally when we go out to do things.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I
Uh-huh.
so love this. Congratulations for bringing this topic home.
Yes, it's a great
So,
topic. I love it. I love it.
yes, let us appreciate our amazing audience. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. We highly appreciate you, because you are the fuel that we are using here to keep going. Otherwise, how would a woman leave from the garden, jump on stage here without well? So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. So now let's appreciate this is we have Jamuna Das. How are you, Jamuna? Welcome to One Global Movement. If you're new here, we highly appreciate you, and keep spreading the gospel of One Global Movement. Be sure to subscribe and share, and share to all of us here. And I'm doing the same thing, because we are all servants here. And
Mhm.
Samitra, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We highly appreciate you. And Sir Abdul Sattar, thank you, sir, for your contribution and your love. We highly appreciate you. We have Sir O'Neill. How are you, sir? Thank you for always being that pillar that we need here for children worldwide. And we have Sir Rohazehab. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for postponing your sleep and to be with us here supporting children. We highly appreciate you.
Mhm.
And let's go here. Of course, our beautiful sister who you see all the beautiful graphics and everything. And we are waiting for you here again, sister. It's been a while to be on stage here. And let's
Mm-hmm.
do stop, drop, and listen, maybe in a different light now because you're versed with children as well. So thank you so much for your contribution, your love, and your support. And let's go here. Of course, happy birthday. When you see her here, let's expect a hearty happy birthday from her to all of us here. For those that are celebrating their birthday, thank you, sister. I'm glad you took that off our hands. So now we don't even have to be celebrating every month because you're there. So thank you. And
Yes.
sending prayers to everyone, to those who need it. We all need prayers every day, especially for women, children, and young people. So thank you so much, sister. And we
Mm-hmm.
have Mokla, sir. How are you? We miss you, but you're here today. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you for coming back again for our children. Thank you so much. And of course, the managing director is here saying, as always, hello to everyone here and welcoming everyone to One Global Movement. Speak with heart and
Yes.
please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. And we have Ram Pravesh Yadav. If you're new here, sir, we welcome you with hugs to this global family that is standing up for children, women, and young people. Be sure to always subscribe and continue to share on all your platforms. Thank you so much. And thank you, sister, for always setting the stage. Greetings, everyone. And as always, thank you for joining us today on the live Wednesday session of One Global Movement to speak with heart for children, young people, with a focus on young women. Hashtag
One
oh,
global movement.
oh,
Yeah, it had to be cut. Yeah,
style.
it had to be cut.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
One global movement. Okay. Pretty soon,
Yes, yes.
one GM. All right. Thank you. And here is our a Facebook page link. Please always go there. We still need people. Sister, I don't know how to call it now. I miss the word for it. How you go there, you talk about One Global Movement. You did that before. We need more people to do that. I'm going to be sending out invitation to people to go to One Global Movement page, and you can see the sample from Sister, and then you can follow it. But just write it from your heart. What you know about One Global
One
Movement,
global movement.
what it is
Yes, of
doing,
course.
how you love it, how you want it to extend to the world, and support that you need for One Global Movement. You can put those things out there.
Yeah.
It's going to help children
Yes.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And let's go here. We have Sir Kamal Hussein. We miss you, but thank you for joining us here today. We appreciate you and your support and your love for children. Thank you. And our dancing queen, Nancy, is here. Thank you, Nancy, for everything. We are getting ready, and she is doing a lot of work getting ready for with the ambassadors for Friday.
Yeah.
They're going to be here. They're going to take the stage. We just going to sit and listen and ask questions. So let us welcome them and please come with one, two, or three people so that let us listen to them and ask questions. Thank you. And Nancy says, hello to everyone. To Sister Sharon, special one. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I received it from my daughter. It's her birthday today. Whoa! Is that Chris Emma? Happy birthday to them. Oh, they are our daughters. We wish them good health, wealth, and happiness, and prosperity in anything and everything that they are doing, and especially too for One Global Movement. We appreciate them because they are the faces of One Global Movement. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let's go down here. I may not miss. I know that I
No,
have.
you're not missing anyone. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, she says, Nancy says, true, Dr. Mundi. My mom usually says, if someone is jealous of you, it's because you have something that they don't have. That is true. Yeah, the devil always go after people that know something, have something. And
Yep.
the scripture says that, and don't even waste your time. Just keep doing what you're doing, and in the future, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you
And
for
it's sad because not everyone has to have the same thing. So there's enough for everyone. As we always say here, the world is
yes.
not lacking anything. There's no scarcity. But you have the greed is when you want what somebody else have. Find your own thing and do that.
Yes, sister. That is so true. And people have not come to the consensus, to the understanding that you have what it takes, and it starts
You
here.
do.
When
It
you
does.
start being jealous, you're building jealousy. That's a vibration you're sending out. It keeps coming to you. When
Yeah.
you keep building, taking things from people, that's the vibration you're sending. And
Yep.
instead, learn from them. Ask them question.
Yep.
What can I do? Can you help me do this? When
Yep.
you start that, you will see that things begin to come to you. Without knowing, it
Absolutely.
starts from here. It starts
It
with great
does.
ideas. We were born with greatness. We were born with abundance. We take
Yep.
our mind and limit ourselves. Even
We
when
do.
people say, "Oh, you don't have," "Oh, what you're doing is not
You
good," don't say
have. You have. You
you
have.
have,
Yeah.
and you are building beauty in the world. Continue to do that. So thank you so much.
Exactly.
Ama
So
Chandra, go ahead, sis.
above that person, I don't think you called Sumitra Mandal.
Oh, okay.
One up, just the one above that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Samitra. Yes, how are you? Thank you so much again for being here. We highly appreciate you so much. And I think I missed this one too. Ama.
You just call that one. That's why I
Oh,
was saying this. Yeah. So
oh,
the
okay.
next
Thank
one.
you.
The
The
next
next
one is
one.
Mr. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Sir Ifan Ahmed Shaikh. Thank you so much for being here. We highly appreciate your presence, your love, and support. Just the presence alone is so important because if it wasn't important for you to support children, women, and young people, you will not be here. So we thank you and we thank everyone here. We have Shivan Shaka. How are you? Good night, sweet dreams, ma'am. Good night. Thank you for sacrificing your sleep to be with us here. Sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite you, okay?
I hope no one has any bed bugs.
I know it's just a saying, just
I
kidding.
know it's
Okay. Let's support
so
Gen Z in their pursuit of meaningful and generational purpose to create a more equitable world. So important. And if
it
you didn't
is.
contribute anything, that's a great statement to repeat it. And you can even hashtag something there. Generational purpose, hashtag it. Do
Yes.
something. You can
Yes.
write that in the chat. Thank you so much, sister.
You're
And
welcome.
our brother, good time. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for always being part of us here, both online and offline. We highly appreciate you. And we have our beautiful sister, Sanjo Ashmira. How are you, sister? Thank you so much for supporting the children in your home, in your family, and around you. We highly appreciate you. We have uh, Rajesh Sa. How are you? If you're new here, you're welcome here. We highly appreciate you for supporting and loving One Global Movement. Thank you so much. And Nancy says, families, one of the ways we can encourage our Gen Z is to start pressing the big thumbs up. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
I can't do it the way you're doing it. I don't know how you tackle it in there, but thank you. Press the big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share with families and friends. Thank you. We love you. Thank you, Nancy. And okay, we have our beautiful sister, Ginger. How are you? Thank you so much, sister, for always supporting us. We highly appreciate you. And your presence here is highly respected. Thank you. And then we have Sir Ashi D. Sagma. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us again today. We highly appreciate your support for the Gen Zs and children of the world. Thank you so much. And we have our beautiful Kanitha. How are you, Kanitha? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate you for standing up for children, women, and young people in the world. Thank you. Oh, Brillia. Wow. Thank you, Brillia. How are you? And I see Brillia like a young Gen Z. If you are, we really need to hear from you. But thank you so much for always supporting children, young people, and women worldwide. We appreciate you. And Ginger says, Namaste, Sunny. Oh, namaste to everyone here on stage. Thank you so much. We are a huge global family. And thanks
Yes,
again to our CEO for bringing us together. Thank you so much, Gina.
exactly. Mhm.
So, Raj Kumar, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We highly appreciate your love and support for our Gen Zs.
Mhm.
And let's go down here. If I'm not missing anything, we have our beautiful sister Maria Jaws. Thank you so much, sister, for always answering the call for these Gen Zs and children worldwide. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And Ginger says, thanks for the definition. I've heard Gen Z all over. Knew knew it was a recent decade, but now I know it's the high tech age. Yes,
It is.
they're all around, not just a high tech, they're all around because they can now the high tech just help them to even do more and better. And so that's
Yeah.
a good if we
Yeah.
just them to use this technology the ethical way, they will be fine. So it doesn't cause them mental health problems. So that would be a good,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Because technology, God created it to blend with divine intervention. So when we use it ethically, these children will be fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a good prayer, sister, because they are so savvy at this thing. But the only thing we pray is that it doesn't harm them. They use it wisely. And that's part of what we have to encourage, right? And
Yes,
set a good
yes,
example ourselves, because everything that humans make can be used negatively and positive. Every single thing. Good
there you
things
go.
can be corrupted. And we don't want this for Gen Zers because they're so on fire for making this world more equitable. So we want to give them every support we can.
Yes, and I like that emphasis, especially when you talk about balance. We got to
Balance.
use this in balance because when things are so good and you overdo it now, it becomes a problem.
It
It
does.
doesn't serve the
Absolutely.
purpose anymore. So it's so important. So,
Absolutely.
so Gen Zs are born between the years 1997 to 2012 and the most socially conscious, purpose-driven generation in history. It is so true.
It
And
is.
my son was supposed to attend this, but he's doing his internship because he
Of
said,
course.
"Mommy, that's me. You're talking
Yes,
about
it
me."
is. It is. It is. He's right in the middle of it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. So
But he's
thank
also he's also a very iconic example of what it is. He knows what he wants and he's
yes,
willing to pay the thing, anything to tear him. It's not as if it's been easy and he hasn't had any challenges, but
yes,
he already how many people, at young
yes.
age don't know what they want, but he knows and he's making all the steps to get there.
And we thank God for that.
It really is demonstrative of what Gen Zers are.
Yeah,
They're not just going to school for school's sake and just wasting time and people's money. They are
mhm,
focused on what they want to do, and they know
yeah.
that it's going to be part academic education and part world education. A very good combination.
Yep, we thank God for that. And this is our prayer to all our children ambassadors, both the junior and senior, and to all the Gen Zs out, the children from cradle, even from the stomach, is our
Yep.
prayer. And it is our responsibility to make sure that we start them very young from the womb, even when they come out in the hospital in that maternity ward,
Yep.
just within the first hour, put that into their system right there, the
Absolutely.
prayer.
Absolutely.
And you
Absolutely.
keep nurturing that and you will watch it blossom the right way. So it's so important.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes. And
So
we
the
have
next,
Gen Zs are okay. I already did
yep.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next,
We
yeah,
have
that's it.
Kaushal Lahiri. Thank you so much, sir, from whatever part of the globe you're joining us. We highly appreciate you and for answering the call for children by attending One Global Movement here today. Make sure to subscribe and to share to bring more people here so that we can spread the gospel of One Global Movement to all corners of the globe. Thank you so much, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go here. We have Piano Akil. Wow, that's a beautiful name. Piano. My son plays the piano so well. So you know how to play the piano? Thank you so much for joining us here. If you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the great things that we are discussing here for our children, women, and young people with a focus on the young woman. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Be sure to share our videos here to all corners of the globe, especially through your social media. No money, only dreams. And money comes out of dreams, okay? Money comes out of dreams. Let us keep dreaming big and keep taking action. It will come. Thank you. We have our brother Levi. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for also joining us. I know it's getting late there, but you are here to support us. We highly appreciate you, brother. Greetings, everyone. I am under weather. We'll catch up on the recording
He's
tomorrow.
not
Oh,
feeling well. Yeah. Hope you feel better soon.
we'll pray for you, okay? Let God
Hmm.
send his healing mercies, his quick healing mercies to you, okay?
Amen.
Because we need you
Amen.
here. You are one of the greatest supporter here. Thank you so much. I feel I feel love is such a large part in growing children. That's
Hmm.
where empathy and morals are learned. Money over life is a big problem. These days, people need to value life over money too. Much, much.
Greediness. Greediness.
That's so true, our beautiful sister and Ginger, because the money should be the aftermath of raising these children with love, with authenticity, with integrity. Because this is the Gen Z, that's what they want. And that's
Hmm.
what is in there. So when they see otherwise, you see a child rebelling, instead of you finding out why, you don't care. Because some of them, when they've taken it too much, they have to rebel because you're not doing the things right. So love is so important. Money is a byproduct of raising a child with love and integrity, because you
Yes.
can't just get to money. How many Hollywood stars, they have all the billions, but they're in treatment centers and other areas, and
Yep.
we feel sympathetic and empathetic towards them, but you know we need to put that out there to say, I am bent on raising my child the right way, so that money can just be a byproduct of raising this child the right way, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you so much, Ginger. I like that. Uh,
Hmm. Very good comment.
this is again the face. Is this a Facebook? Yes,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
this
Yes.
is a, please share it on your platform. Just copy it and post it, or you can even send it individually. Ask them to like and follow our page. It sends us resources to continue to help. Thank you so much. Please,
Yep.
folks, this channel, give this channel a big thumbs up again, and subscribe and click and ring that notification bell for all notifications to be sent to you. Thank you so much, John. And Ginger says our future leaders will be able to solve so many challenges. There's so much to look forward to and seeing their answers. Countries will be at the same educational level as the rest of the world. Certainly.
Oh, yes.
Same.
Yes.
And not
Yes.
not the kind of education, the education that is unique to the unique child according to the unique culture. Not education that is imposed, that things have to done in a particular way according to how people want it. No. You
Yes.
mentioned the word democracy. Democracy has to be applied according to the law and the cultures of different countries, according to
Correct.
what is best for the children. That is
Exactly.
real democracy. What is best for the children now and in the future? Because they are the builders of every society, is what we are talking about here. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And of course, John, hashtag JJB Tin Man, hashtag Big Hat, hashtag I am the Tin Man, hashtag Heart for Humanity, hashtag Heart for Children, hashtag Ash Mufare, hashtag Big Hat 2, double hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag
That's,
education, education, young girls.
girls, and don't forget the boys.
John,
Oh, John, John, John.
you are never going to give that up, really. That's a good fight, John. That's a very
Very
good.
good.
All inclusion,
All
inclusion,
inclusion,
all inclusion.
exactly.
Thank you so
Don't
much,
forget
John.
boys. John.
And Nancy said, yes, Queen Mundih, we need to do this more often. It's amazing. It is. I thank God for Sister Yvonne Finn for bringing this up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Yeah.
And Michael Champagne. I love champagne. Hello, Michael. I love it, but I don't drink it. Not because
Okay, all right.
yes, I don't drink it. I love it because when they pop it, it makes shh. You
I
know,
know. It's
yes,
very
for
exciting to
celebration.
see.
Some people
Yes.
use it, yes, but I don't because I don't even consume alcohol at all. So, Michael Champagne, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. We love you and we celebrate you for supporting children. And let's go down here. And then thank you. Thank you very much, Queen Mundih and Yvonne Finn. Prayers for Brother Levi to feel better. Hello, Michael Champagne. Thank you so much. Ginger. Thank
Yes.
you. And we have Pankaj Saho. We miss you, Saho. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining us here today. We appreciate you. We love you all. Thank you. Families, please don't forget to join us on Friday to encourage our Gen Z on Friday. Come, there's gonna be music. There's gonna be, and they are composers. They're creators. They create and sing their own songs. Come and join us. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Nancy.
Uh-huh.
Asmath Hussein, thank you so much for joining us here. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And our brother, Sir Ashakuma, thank you so much, sir. You're one of the strongest pillars here. We highly appreciate you for your consistency. Thank you so much. And Ojala, Sir Ojala, how are you? Thank you so much, sir, for your support and your love for children. We appreciate you. And let's go down here. And we have Pierre Topo. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We highly appreciate you. Come again and encourage all the Gen Zs in your home, in your family, and around you to be here. They can come and talk about anything. So thank you guys so much. And Ginger says, thank you. It was another lovely session today. I love, I love your topics. Yeah, always great topics. They are so important and educational. Thank you so much, Ginger, for saying that. That encourages us a lot here to do better. We highly appreciate you. And this is
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jasim Odin. If you're new here, sir, you're welcome to this global family. And thank you so much for supporting children and young people. We love you so much. And
Mm-hmm.
Jasim Odin sending love, our sweet CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara. Yes, we all do, because he
Mm-hmm.
is the purpose for why we are assembled here as a global family. So, sister, I will give you the stage now to give your conclusion.
Yeah, it's not going to be a long closing. I just want to reiterate what we just said. This generation, this Gen Zers, they are passionate, they are on fire, they are courageous, they are knowledgeable, and they have purpose. They just need for us to support them. They are so connected any way that they can to each other globally and through the technology. I love that they're finding a way. They don't just throw up their hands and say, for years we've been saying the world needs to change, it needs to be more equitable. They are doing it. They are doing it right in front of our faces, and they deserve every support we can give them in any way. Just do a search on Google for young activists or Gen Z activism. You will find them right in your own backyard if you don't have somebody at home that's already looking around for somebody to support them. That is our position in this new generation of purpose. We
Thank you.
have to support them. Yes.
Yes, we have to support them. Thank you so much for that beautiful conclusion. And action, action, action. And that's what they are doing. And let us continue to support them and also join in to do it with them. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to be here on Friday. You're going to miss out on a lot. Bring one, bring two on Friday. The Gen Zs are going to take the stage by storm. Do not
Yes.
forget to be here. So until Friday, we love you guys and stay blessed, stay focused, and always believe in endless possibilities. We love you guys. Bye
Love
bye.
you. Bye bye, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Yeah.